What is going on? Listen, I know what day it is. What's today? You already know. I don't have to tell you. You know, you know what time it is. So let's just get straight into it, yo. So I want to talk to y'all about fear, right? And I've taken. Oh, are y'all straight over here? Oh, I don't know. I want to hope so. So you already know what date it is. You already know what time it is. So let's just get straight into it. We ain't gonna play no games. We're gonna get straight into it. So lately, I've been talking to y'all about. I'm sorry, it's hot, so I gotta have this stuff going. So if it's a little loud, I apologize in advance. But anyway, so listen, y'all already know what date it is. Y'all already know what time it is. So let's just get straight into it, right? So, I've been talking to y'all about dating, right? Not a lot, but I've been talking to y'all here and there about it, right? Back be itching sometimes. Anyway, so now I want to take a break and talk to y'all about something else. I want to talk to y'all about fear, right? Fear is such a real thing. Like fear, genuine, true fear, such a real thing, and it's something that we should, because each of us has our own fears, right? You have your own fears, I have my own fears, and of course we need to conquer that. We need to get over that, right? But fear is something that was birthed inside of us, right? When we were born, it's just like it's like a little piece, right? Like a little piece of the puzzle that was just inserted into us, right? And the funny thing is, so when you read the Bible, it says, do not fear, right? But yet, that's how God made us. It's a small part of what God has made us, right? So, anyway, before I continue, let me tell you about a little story that I observed this when I was driving. So, I'm in my car, I'm driving, I'm headed to Dallas, right? I'm headed to Dallas. On my way to Dallas, two police officers, they get onto the highway that I was on. And I was ready going like 70 or 75. That's all I was going. Anyway, so I was going about 70, 75, and so all of a sudden, the one cruiser already got on, and so now the other cruiser was about, we was about to come close to close. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to slow down and let the cop go. So hopefully these two cops aren't going on the highway I'm going. Anyway, so then they get off the exit. I'm getting off, and I'm like, oh great, man, because the second car, I don't know about the first one. The second car, it was a car of the city that I would be passing. So it's like another, so it would be like a city that I'm passing, whatever, right? So anyway, so we get on the highway and stuff like that. So two cop cars, right? And even though those cops weren't in their own city, they couldn't give nobody a ticket. But nobody was passing the cops, right? So let me illustrate this. And don't talk about don't talk about bad about my drawing, okay? So we have one cop car, we have two cop cars, right? Those represent cop cars. This is the first one. This is the second one. So now, as we're driving along, right? So we have about one, two, there's about what, 3 lanes? 1, 2, yeah. Let's say there's 3 lanes. So we have lane 1, they're in lane 2. Lane 2, and you have lane 3. You see that? Lane 1, 2, and 3. Alright? So now, these other ones, I'm going to draw a line like this, because this is going to represent the other cars. So, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3. This is what you have. Driving. And meanwhile, the speed limit was like 65. 65, no, it was 65. Speed limit is 65 in certain areas. Then in certain areas it picks up to 70. So, This is what you have going 60 miles. No, this is what you have going 65 miles an hour. These cars and these two cop cars, and here I am. Ooh, there's a little dust bunny flying around. Woo, sorry. And here I am, right? This is me. I'm like somewhere around here, right? This is me right here, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. It's like we're like the police escort, like the police are escorting us somewhere, and we're just like, all right, we're gonna follow the cop. Nobody was going in front of the cars. Nobody was like saying, you know what, bump this. I'm gonna go however I want to go. I'm gonna go I'm going speed, right? Now behind me now, there were cars that was like zooming, right? You could see that the engine was coming full force, right? So in lane one is the fast lane, right? So in the fast lane, everybody drives fast in the fast lane. Don't matter what it is, everybody drives fast, and that's the lane to get around somebody that's moving like grandma. Now check this out. So the lanes one started to, like people started to move over because now they saw people seeing they're going fast. But so the person was going fast, and then once they reached to where the cop was, they slowed down. Now let me tell y'all something. There are people who are afraid of cops, who won't go that speed limit just so that they won't get a ticket, which is smart, right? You're not gonna go 90 miles an hour and go pass by a cop. You're not gonna go 100 miles an hour and pass by a cop. If you do, you ain't smart in the head. You ain't smart in the head. But a lot of these cars, I notice a lot of people, whenever you see a cop car, your initial reaction is to slow down and ease up on the gas, right? That's what your initial reaction is. Your initial reaction is just to obey the law when it's there, especially when you see a cop. But of course, in the moment that you're driving, in the moment that you just ran a red light, you ran a stop sign, you're not thinking about the law at that moment. But when you see a cop, you're like, ooh, oh, it's a stop sign. I never noticed that stop sign. Yeah, okay, let me just stop. Look both ways. Look both ways again before I come out. Oh, it's a yellow light? Oh, but I see a cop over there. Oh, I'm going to slow down at the yellow light. I don't care how long the yellow light takes. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to ease up. That's initial reaction. Of course you say, Charles, that's not really fear, but yes it is. Because you're not going to go. You're not going to be speedy. You're not going to run a red light. You're not going to do what you normally do because you see a cop. That's the type of fear. In our lives, that's how it is, right? In our lives, we approach certain situations. We approach certain ways of doing stuff, but it's a fear that's within us. Number one, what we need to do is recognize it. Recognize that you have that fear. Recognize what it is. And find ways to overcome that fear. Find ways to switch up the gears in your mind. Switch up, saying, you know what? Instead of being fearful, I'm gonna try to find ways that I can overcome this. I'm gonna find ways that I can bypass all of this fear that is gripping me. All this fear that is coming in between me and living my life. I'm going to find ways that I can get through this situation. I'm going to find a way. Recognize your fear. Number two, respond to it. Now, as I'm not saying to respond to it in a negative way, in a negative connotation. No, it's respond to it is like, once you recognize it, now you're saying, you know what? I do have that fear. So you know what? I'm going to switch up. I'm going to start thinking about something else. I'm not going to give in to the fear. I'm going to think about something else. So So now, right? So now my main focus now is going this way, right? I'm going this way. This is the way I'm going. I'm recognizing where I'm going, right? I'm recognizing where I'm going, and I'm responding to the way that I'm going right now, right? If whatever is this way is causing you anxiety, it's causing you fear, it's causing you to panic, it's time to switch. Time to switch. I'm sorry, my face is a little itchy. I'm sorry about that. Time to switch and go a whole different way. So recognize it, respond to it, and find ways to overcome it. Whatever way it be, maybe it's like reciting the ABCs, maybe it's counting to 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I think that our ways of responding to fear is all different. The way I respond to fear is going to be different from the way you respond to fear. Because you were taught, oh, this is how you respond to this situation. That's the way you were taught. That's the way that you were taught. So each one of us, and there's like a lot of dust bunnies just flying around. So each one of us has been taught a way to respond to this fear that's gripping us. Recognize it. Respond to it. Overcome it. Recognize. Respond. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Recognize. I'm sorry, guys. So recognize, respond, and overcome it. Find ways that you can get that victory, so that you can get lasting joy in your life. That's what you want. You want joy. You want peace in your life. You don't want to be having this friction, having to argue all the time, having to... No. Anxiety? Bye bye. Fear? Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. You know? Yeah, so respond. No. Keep all three of those in your mind. Recognize, respond, and overcome. Recognize, respond, overcome. Recognize, respond, overcome. Recognize, respond, overcome. Keep that all in your mind. Take care, y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Perkins Talks. You know what it is. You know what we know what we do. Let's go. Let's go. Take care, y'all. I'll see y'all next time.